I told my father I respect my mom's boyfriend more than I respect him. My parents split when I was 10. The reason wasn't complicated. My dad had been seeing a woman from his gym for 14 months before my mother found out, and she found out from a receipt. I remember the night it came apart. I was supposed to be asleep. I heard my mom in the kitchen asking him one question over and over. How long, how long, how long? And he wouldn't answer her. He took a duffel bag and left at 11 at night. The 2 years after that were the worst of my life, and I was 11. We lost the house that spring. My mom worked doubles at a call center and picked up weekends at a diner, and she'd sit in the car outside our apartment building for 10 minutes before coming in so I wouldn't see her face. I did the laundry. I made dinner most nights. I set 2 alarms so I could wake her for the 6 a.m. shift because she slept through hers. But she came back. She started nursing prerequisites at night, studying at the kitchen table until 1 in the morning after 12-hour shifts. She got her license when I was 14. She's never once said a bad word about my father in front of me, and she had every reason to. Meanwhile, he married Renee 6 months after the divorce was final. 6 months. They had a daughter named Poppy who gets the version of him I was promised, and there's a whole grid of family photos where the 3 of them look like something out of a catalog. Every other weekend I had to go over there. Renee tried. She'd take me to get shoes, buy me things I never asked for. My dad kept pushing me to call her my second mom. That was the first time I ever screamed at an adult. I told him I have one mother and she's the one who stayed. Things stayed ugly for years. Then last spring, my therapist and my mom separately told me the same thing, that carrying it around was costing me more than it was costing him. So I tried. I apologized to my dad, I apologized to Renee, and to Poppy, who never did anything to anybody. It got calmer. Not good. Calmer. 4 months ago, my mom told me she'd been seeing somebody. His name is Curtis. He's 46, teaches shop at the high school across the county, has a grown son in the Air Force. The first time I met him, he didn't perform for me. He asked what I was studying, listened to the answer, and asked a follow-up question. He fixed a brake line on my truck one Saturday and wouldn't take a dime. He makes my mother laugh with her whole face, and I hadn't seen that since I was a kid. Last Sunday I was at my dad's, and I mentioned, without thinking much about it, that I'd met Curtis and he seemed solid. My dad's whole face changed. He asked how long they'd been together. I said about 6 months. Then he went off. He called me a hypocrite. He said that for 8 years he and Renee had done everything to earn their way back with me. Counseling, trips, long conversations, and I never gave an inch. And I meet some man one time and suddenly he's a great guy. I tried to stay level. He kept going. He said I was punishing him forever for one mistake while handing a stranger a clean slate. That's when I stopped trying. I told him the difference is that Curtis never lied to my mother for 14 months. Curtis never left in the middle of the night with a bag. Curtis wasn't the reason she sat in a parking lot crying where an 11-year-old couldn't see her. Curtis is the reason she sleeps through the night now. And then I said, you're the reason she stopped. The room went completely quiet. Renee came in and told me I was being cruel after everything they'd done for me. I told her that everything they'd done included taking a family apart and then moving into the space like it had been empty the whole time, and that she doesn't get to lecture me about gratitude. My dad's eyes went red. He said he always figured I'd come around eventually, that time fixes things. I said maybe it will, but the man who taught my mother how to be happy again is always going to matter more to me than the man who taught her not to be. Then I got my keys and left. Nobody came after me. That was 5 days ago. My phone hasn't stopped. Him, Renee, my grandmother. 2 hours ago my mom called. Renee had confronted my dad about something. He'd been looking up Curtis online for weeks, saving screenshots, and he'd driven past my mother's place twice. They had a huge fight. My mom said he's been staying at his brother's since Wednesday. Part of me feels sick about all of it. Part of me doesn't feel anything at all. I couldn't tell you which part is the